दूसरा आई थिंक कि शुरुआत में ही अपने हस्बैंड से एक बार बहुत क्लियरली बात कर लें दैट देयर विल बी डेज व्हेन यू विल नीड टू जंप इन एंड बी द हाउस हस्बैंड एज आई एम द हाउस वाइफ, वैसे ही आपको हाउस हस्बैंड होना पड़ेगा. जैसे आज मेरे हस्बैंड हाउस हस्बैंड हैं एट द मोमेंट, क्योंकि मैं यहाँ पे हूँ एंड आई एम working here today. So he is handling my daughter, whether it's a pickup or a drop from her school or whatever tiffin or whatever other stuff is going on. उनको संभालना पड़ेगा, and he understands that after all these years. But I think the biggest struggle for us is that in our head, in my head, अभी तक हमें लगता है कि she is an actress, और वो बाहर से हम उनको देख रहे हैं कि she lives this glamorous life, she's at shooting, ये है वो है. There was a time my husband is a pilot with Air India. वो अपनी flight पे चले गए and I was called to do a shoot in Mysore. And they had a small vanity van. So at वहाँ पे vanity vans का इतना culture नहीं है. But I had requested because गर्मी बहुत थी shoot करने के लिए, तो उन्होंने एक vanity van ला के रख दी वहाँ पे. And I was shooting on the roads. And we went back into the vanity van और वहाँ का air conditioner leak हो गया. And there was this gas which filled the vanity van and we didn't realize कि ये क्या है, and my hairdresser and I both started getting very very sick immediately, like there was a kind of gas poisoning that happened. तो हम लोग भागे वहाँ से and went back to the hotel, and my daughter was with my nanny at the hotel. The nanny का कोई husband के साथ problem चल रहा था, तो वो अपना फ़ोन लेके निकल गई बाहर. And here I was in the bathroom vomiting, and my daughter was looking at me, my small child, 2 years old, and she was looking at me and she was thinking, what's happening to my mother? She's sitting next to the commode and she's vomiting, bimar ho rahi hai, she's crying and crying and crying and crying, and I couldn't do anything. I could not do anything. And there are certain times like that when, especially when the child is very young, when the child will see some things about you which you don't ideally want to show them. You don't want to show them कि आप इतने भी टूट सकते हो कई बार. But I think अब जब मैं देखती हूँ, क्योंकि उस बात को about 6-7 साल हो गए हैं, I realize that my daughter is all the stronger for it. उसको पता है कि what a struggle it is to work, to follow your passion, to do what you want to do, and at the same time be a mother as well.
We were talking about ingrained sexism, right? Where it is so ingrained, as we call it, that we do not even think twice before displaying a certain kind of behavior with our children. So how do you deal with this at home, and have you made any conscious parenting choices where you try to unlearn certain things or certain behaviors that have been prevalent for decades and decades and decades?
Yeah, it boils down to very small things sometimes. For example, sometimes, वो एक होता है कि the husband is sitting at the table और आप खाना परोस रहे हो. So I started talking to him about it. I'm like, you got one tummy, I got one tummy. Let's figure this out together. Of course, we have people who help at home. But he's like, plate nahi uthani, ye nahi uthana, wo nahi uthana. So I slowly started talking to him about it. I said, Tara is watching, my daughter's watching. And tomorrow she'll see, and how would you like it? That if she's running around her husband and trying to do all these things, and the husband sitting comfortably, won't you get irritated that your child is doing all the work and wo haath bhi nahi hila raha hai? And I think that hit home very hard. So I'm saying that, you have to find a way to explain to the person in a way that they understand instead of fighting.
I think that's a very smart way of explaining. Yeah. So we had Neena Gupta at our previous Ananya event, and there, this was, before she did Badhai Ho, and she'd put up a post on Instagram saying that I'm available, I'm free, I want to work, please give me work. And actually that's the post which actually changed the course of her career, and now we have scripts being written for her, and she made a comeback when nobody thought she could do that. So do you think this is a great time in the industry for women, and what is the kind of work you're looking at doing now?
So I don't know how many of you are aware, आप में से कितनों ने एक short film देखी है जिसका नाम है चटनी? किसी ने देखी है? अच्छा, few people have seen it, I'm glad. जब मैं बॉम्बे आई तो द फर्स्ट स्क्रिप्ट दैट केम टू मी, द डायरेक्टर टोल्ड मी कि ही नरेटेड द स्क्रिप्ट टू मी. सो आई सेड सर मेरे सीन कहाँ हैं? ही सेड मैडम आपके 4 गाने हैं. तो आई सेड पर मैं सिंगर तो हूँ नहीं, मैं तो एक्टर हूँ. तो ही सेड नहीं मैडम आपके 4 गाने हैं एंड दैट शुड बी लाइक द इम्प्लीकेशन वॉज, उसका आइडिया ये था कि काफ़ी होना चाहिए ना आपके लिए, आप तो अच्छे दिखने के लिए वो पिक्चर ताकि एक लड़की आ गई, थोड़ा कहानी चलती रहेगी, आप आए, आपने डांस वांस किया, ये वो किया और आप चल दिए. और ये चलता रहा बहुत साल तक टिल तारे ज़मीन पर. एंड देन तारे ज़मीन पर के बाद आई थिंक एक दौर तब बदला when things started becoming a little better in terms of roles, but it was still a helpless mother. I know all of you love Tare Zameen Par, I know that, but I'm saying कि I was not comfortable playing that mother because वो husband की सुने जा रही है. अगर मेरे बच्चे को कोई मेरे से हॉस्टल भेजने की कोशिश करे तो I don't know what will happen to that person if I don't agree with that idea. अगर मुझे नहीं भेजना है तो then a mother and a child, then I'm the Durga avatar of whatever is going to happen. You will not see that happening, but this woman was still trying to deal with the child, with the husband, and that is the reality. So I understood कि ये एक role है. मेरी बहुत arguments होती थी with Amir about it कि कैसी, क्यों चुपचाप बैठी है, क्यों बोल क्यों नहीं देती है, मतलब इतना तो. But he said नहीं तुम नहीं, you just do it now, like understand. So I said I do understand, but shouldn't we be at least making her say something like that? So he said then we put that scene in जहाँ पे वो research करती है अपना, after Amir's character comes and tells her तो वो अपना research करती है because she was a working woman, उसकी intelligence थी, she was not just like a omelette making specialist. So I think the whole idea right now is for me 2016 में work was not coming, and I totally relate to what Neena ji was saying because 3 type के slots होते हैं आपके लिए. या तो आप babe हो, which is from 16 to 25 or 30 maximum, 30 to 45 आप भाभी हो, और फिर उसके बाद आप बीजी हो. बीजी is grandmother. So babe, भाभी, बीजी 3 slots में. उसके अलावा लोगों को समझ में नहीं आता था. अब नीना जी किस कैटेगरी में होंगी? भाभी हैं पर बीजी भी हैं, तो किधर क्या रोल, क्या समझ में आएगा? सो दे डोंट नो व्हाट टू डू विद विमेन बिकॉज उनकी अंडरस्टैंडिंग में यही लिमिटेड स्कोप है ऑफ परफॉर्मिंग. बट एज मोर एंड मोर women are writing, directing, producing, so I decided in 2016 कि अच्छा क्या चीज़ें हैं जो एक औरत को एजेंसी देती हैं. गुड लुक्स, क्योंकि ये एक बहुत बड़ा टोकन है. यूथ, बहुत यंग हो तो यंग गुड लुकिंग हो तो मतलब आधी बैटल तो आप सपोजिटली वहीं जीत गए. और अगर बच्चा हो, बेटा हो आपका, तो वो एक और आपका एडेड हो जाता है कि भी बेटा है इसका. तो ट्रेडिशनल, मैं बहुत ट्रेडिशनल बातें कर रही हूँ, आप लोग ऑफ कोर्स उससे बहुत बहुत आगे हैं, बट मैं एक बहुत ही ट्रेडिशनल बात कर रही हूँ. सो द कैरेक्टर दैट आई प्लेड इन चटनी वॉज नॉट गुड लुकिंग. शी डिडंट हैव अ चाइल्ड, her husband was having an affair, उसको कोई बात करने का तरीका नहीं था, मतलब वो ऐसे बहुत ही uneducated type की, but she had a brain which was killer brain. तो I wanted to make sure कि ये जो idea है of youth and good looks, and that is the only thing that people relate to. No, people relate to stories, which is why when Chutney became the most watched short film in the world with 135 million views on YouTube, and then about 350 million views, Hotstar bought it from YouTube. YouTube पे आने के बाद उसको Hotstar ने खरीद लिया, and it's available on Hotstar to watch. It almost 600 million views. We won 2 Filmfare Awards for it, Best Actress, Best Short Film. दुनिया को तो क्या ही दिखना था, मुझे क्या पता चल गया कि जो मैं सोच रही हूँ वो सही है. People relate to people. They like flaws. They like somebody who can listen. They like kindness. They like compassion. Of course people like good looks. But थोड़े दिन के बाद अगर बहुत good looking इंसान selfish to the core है तो आप उससे दूर हट जाओगे, आपको interest नहीं है उसमें. So I think what I come back to is that if your skill set at whatever you do is strong, then it doesn't matter what gender you are. That's the ultimate learning that I have had from that life experience.